I heard you say $1 million is not superfluous. Prosperity.
The love of money.
Yeah.
The preoccupation.
Right, yeah. But we got our prosperity seminars in the Unity churches all over, and I figure the dinosaurs probably are awake because they didn't have a medium of exchange. But, you know, here we are, and I'm not going to pretend I'm awake. And I really see this as a big part of the problem in my life with my relationships with my family, my friends. And I'm really willing to change the way I see it. What is money really? Here with us now, not awake, doing what we're doing.
I will ask you, what is it to you at this point?
I see it as God's love.
What does that mean? God's love as it comes into your hands, or as it leaves your hands, or...
You know, like so much of God's love from... I mean, you're basically said before in this question, you know, don't sit around with your head up your butt in stupid comfort. And my ego takes it. You got me driving all night to New York without getting any rest. So, you know, I'm a little apprehensive to go too far into conceptualizing exactly what this means.
No, you're driving to New York. You're driving to New York without stupid rest.
Well, yeah, I say I'm focused, and the next thing I'm there because I'm anticipating where I'm going. I'm not suffering driving. I'm going to New York. Money. Really, in my life, money doesn't seem to come too hard to me, and I'm, you know, I'm kind of willing to live frugally and in a humble way, but in my relationships, I think I get ripped off a lot because I want to be a pleaser, and I don't really stand up for myself, and I let my integrity go. And a lot of times that's expressed in money, but you know, that can be somebody cutting in front of you in line too. So I know money is, you know, it's not like money is everything, but I hear in so many people's question, personally, the same person that was going to have to drive to New York all night doesn't understand why Paul and Susan aren't really rich, and this is not taking place inside of a gigantic auditorium. But there's so much love. There's infinite love in this room right now, and I feel that. So I'd like to understand what money is, and I don't. And
money is sometimes that which meets the need.
Like a stairway? Gets me upstairs. I don't hear people getting all frustrated about stairways. I don't hear, you know, we've got collection agency, what's going to happen going to school. I mean, it seems to be a big deal.
Yes, but you know what? If something happens to the stairway, if there is a flaw in it, and it collapses, and somebody files a claim with an insurance company, all of a sudden that stairway becomes a point of contention, and the insurance company doesn't just pay for the costs of the injury. It will want to find out who constructed the stairway so that they can go and collect from that person, and money becomes the bottom line, and there is upsetness about the stairway.
Yeah.
Now, the simple fact is that you are creating a problem here that doesn't exist. You're not having any problem with money, and you're not having any problem understanding it. You are very comfortable with money. having it, not having it, and the flow of it, and the absence of flow of it. You, in your life, are at peace with yourself and with money.
Well, you said it was a vote. Like buy organic vegetables. Bottom line is money. I mean, why are they, if I go out and I buy good, healthy food, I'm going to make the industry, so money is a vote. Money's also speaking up. The government wants to, I am comfortable with money, but there is this, if there wasn't some discomfort concerning money and and you're talking about responsibilities, it's like they want to find out who built the crummy stairway that collapsed, who is responsible. I want to know about responsibility with money. I want to understand what's going on in my life with money right now. And it isn't just about me having money or not having money. It's about responsibility, how this translates into people that rip me off, or how do I take care of my dad when he's old? I mean, there's a million ways that you can try to talk about this, and so there's no confusion in me. Well, I feel that in my relationships, I don't quite have it together with money. I can make it and I can do without it. So that makes money no problem. But I'm relating with people, and it's not good for me to not have my integrity concerning money and let somebody take advantage of me. It's not good to use it.
But that's about your integrity. It's not about the money. That's about you being honest. It's not about what you're being honest with.
All right, let me say this. I'm experiencing clarity because we've been having conversations about this. I've been asking, and you've been talking to me. And I'm experiencing clarity. Can I relax into what I'm
Relaxing.
Can I relax into what I feel like has been settled between us in our conversations about this?
Well, I certainly hope so. That's the whole point.
Okay. Then you're telling me now that our private conversations and what's going on in my mind in conversing with you, it seems more than with my guide, but that clarity is accurate.
That is correct.
I knew that.
When I said, let the grocery store know that if they want to carry irradiated foods, you will not buy it, my attention was not on money as a tool. My attention was on you being in touch with yourself and knowing what you valued, and you're communicating where you would bring your interest, not where you would bring your money. I'm talking about being in touch with your feelings and conveying your feelings. So that another might have the opportunity to respond from their feelings as well. But not to use money as a tool of leveraging. You've got to stay in touch with what's going on inside of you and expressing it clearly. Communicating it.
Well, I have a lot more trouble with my feelings and openness than I do with money.
Yes, that's true.
So maybe I want to shift attention to something I don't have any trouble with instead of dealing with the real problem.
Everyone does.
But
So whether or not you're going to have to support your father in his old age, it has nothing to do with money. It will have to do with being in the moment then, being in touch with the movement in you, and at that point, you will know what you need to do or not do.
that's fact.
And you will also find yourself having the means to do whatever it is you are supposed to do or not do. Then you will have it, not because you saved it up in anticipation of need, or even a false sense of obligation for something that in the end it won't be your responsibility to meet. You see what I'm saying? The more you can stay in touch with your need in the moment, in the now, and the more you find your needs being met in the moment, because that's where you've brought your attention, the better able you will be, for lack of better words, to be effective in a future moment. Because you will know how to be in that moment where the wholeness of the moment is, and you will find the wholeness of the moment available to you. As someone said earlier on one of the breaks, so many people have investment programs, and they have handled their money well, and they have this and that and the other means of saving and being protected for the future, and they were feeling secure, and then they find that this company folded that they had invested in, and that company has mishandled their business, and all of a sudden their portfolio is dwindled. And some of them have found themselves with nothing. And there they are in the moment, not knowing how to be fully in the moment, where the wholeness is available to them. And as a result, they feel abandoned, lost, and unable to cope. Where those who have learned to be present in the moment, those who have learned that it's the Father's good pleasure to give them the kingdom, and they are open to that which identifies the ongoing, ever-present gift, they would not find themselves concerned if all of their portfolio disappeared. The fact is, they wouldn't have a portfolio.
So my feigned concern with money is trying to sidestep the issues of clearly expressing my feeling
Yes.
and standing solid with the integrity that I'm clearly feeling.
That is correct.
And that's a lot harder. Or maybe just more meaningful.
That's what it is. And because it's more meaningful, it's going to involve more transformation for you.
Oh, thank you. And after all this good food, I've really learned not to ask why, so I'm just going to let this rest. And thank you. That's...
You all must stop being afraid of transformation.
Almost. But I got it together there in the last moment. And there's so much love in this room.
Transformation always involves the release of the irrelevant. The problem is that the release of the irrelevant usually means the release of that which you had previously thought was highly relevant. But like her last name, the loss of it feels like it is relevant, and it isn't. And she won't find out that it isn't relevant until she lets go of it. And then, that's a freedom.
I know you're not much on talking about the future, but just suppose that I get it together enough to get in touch with my feeling and I stand in my integrity to, in this imagined problem that I've got going on, can you help me see harmony? Beautiful conclusion? Will you?
I will be with you every step of the way. That's the whole point.
Well, I want to thank you for the clarity that you gave me this morning.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I just want to end with the remembrance that independence is more than anything a gift you give to others, as well as being a gift you give yourself. You must release others from the concepts you are holding them to in your mind, and you must release yourselves from the concepts you hold yourself hostage to. Independence is, more importantly, a gift than a possession. And that's where it's at. And that's what needs to be remembered. And that's what needs to be embodied. And at the bottom line, releasing your hostages is the meaning of forgiveness.
I'm really ready to do this.
Good. And as each of you does it, I can only convey it this way. It is as though you will find yourself supported by thousands of angels. When you release hostages, you are blessed, supported. And that's what I want you to remember from this weekend. I have loved being with you.